Hello YouTube, my name's Marie and today we are going to do a list video, and not just any type of list video. Today we are going to count down not going to show you that, my top 40 K-dramas. You heard me right, 40. This is going to be split into two videos. For this video we're going to do 40 to 11. And then in my next video, I'm going to do my top 10, and I'm going to talk about those shows in a little bit more detail, tell you about why I love them. Whereas in this video, I am going to just kind of run through them, because for a lot of these shows, I watched them before I started making YouTube videos, so I don't have scripts to look back on, or I don't have videos to look back on, so I don't even know truly how I would rate a lot of these shows and what exactly I loved about them, because as I was making this top 40 list, it was a lot of just gut reaction, because I might have watched these shows 3 or 4 years ago. Another kind of disclaimer that I'm gonna throw out there is that for these 40 to 11 favorite shows, it's not a hard and fast rule. A lot of those shows could possibly like rearrange themselves in their ordering, but for the most part, in the gist of where I would place them. So, one more last disclaimer. Oh my goodness. Only shows that I have watched all the way through will be on this list. For instance, Touch Your Heart, I haven't finished it. I have 3 episodes left. So it's not going to be on this list. Even though if I say wait a week, it would be on this list because it's so good. But without further ado, let's go into number 40. My 40th spot is the only show on my list that I'm breaking my own rule for, and that is because I've only watched the first half of Orange Marmalade. That is because I really didn't like the whole time period switch that it threw in the second half of the show, so specifically the first half of Orange Marmalade. And for this list, I'm going to give you 2 reasons why I love it. I'm going to cap it off at 2, or else this video is going to be far too long. Orange Marmalade, I loved the vampires, and I loved the acting involved. And so for my 39th spot, I have Witches Loved. And I really enjoyed the fact that it was 1, a Nuna romance, 2, that I remember a lot of character development. This is again one of those shows that I feel like I watched a long time ago, though I do think I have a video on it, so I'll leave that below if I do. Doko Rewind. I loved this because the found family aspect and the great action. Number 37, this is a recent watch for me, and that is Splash Slash Love. I loved the acting and the ending. So coming in at 36, we have Come On Ghost, Let's Fight. I loved the supernatural elements. I thought they were explained and done really well, and I also really liked the chemistry between the leads. Now, number 35, I have Oh My Ghost. And I really put this one on the list because it was my first major introduction to kind of the supernatural genre within Korean TV. So there's the nostalgia behind it. And also I liked the ending of this one too. You're gonna find that if I liked the ending of a series, it's gonna be on this list because endings are so freaking important. So next at number 34, I have Hymn of Death. Loved it for the leads and loved it for the wonderful cinematography and the entire production of the show. The show is very crisp and it's taking itself very seriously in a good way. This has talent behind it. Number 33, I have You're Beautiful. Nostalgia. Huge nostalgia for me. You're Beautiful was one of the first handful of K-dramas that I watched. Girl disguised as a boy trope, especially when it had to do with the whole idol world. I just thought it was so fun, and especially because, you know, my first point is nostalgia, and it was one of the first shows that I watched that had to do with that girl disguised as a boy trope, so young Marie had a fun time. Number 32. We have Moonlight Drawn by Clouds. Park Bo-gum. Storyline. In my 31 spot, I have Reply 1988. Cinematography. Smart writing. And rounding out my 30s, I have My ID is a Gangnam Beauty. Social discussion. Adorable romance. And for my 29th pick, I have Scarlet Heart. I believe the full name is like Moon Lovers Rio Scarlet Heart or something very long and obnoxious like that. And for my reasons, great cast of characters and actors and chemistry. For my 28th spot, I have She Was Pretty, funny, great message. Oh no! I'm gonna add another one. So another reason why I love She Was Pretty is for the female friendship. One of the best female friendships I've seen in K-dramas thus far. Every time I think of a female friendship within K-dramas, She Was Pretty does come to mind. Secret Garden is taking up my 27th spot. Again, nostalgia. Secret Garden may be the actual very first K-drama I ever watched, so nostalgia. Yeah, I think that's gonna be all of my reasons. Nostalgia. I mean, also I really liked the fact that she was a stunt double. I thought that was great. Like the whole throwing in with some supernatural elements, great. Loved it. Nostalgia. In my 26th spot, I have Coffee Prince. Again, nostalgia, great chemistry, a couple bonus ones. I love Gong Yoo. Why can I never remember his name? But he's great in this show. And I also really liked how it kind of dips its toe into that girl disguised as a boy trope without actually doing it. So I thought that they did that trope in a very realistic and believable way. So I loved that. Next I have W coming in at my number 25th spot. Lee Jun-suk, and some pretty good action. Radio romance is in position 24, being the male lead and the dysfunctional family. 23rd spot, I have Reply 1997 for the female lead. Can't remember her name, but she is one of my favorite female Korean actresses. I'll link that video down below. And also kind of the history lessons that I got. The same applies to Reply 1988. But definitely so with this show because I watched it quite early in my K-drama watching. Not early enough to have the nostalgia element, but early enough that I still didn't know very much at all about Korean culture. So this was a great way to kind of introduce myself to a lot of the modern day history. So very fun. In my 22nd spot, I have Strong Girl. Adorable romance, plot. 21 position is Suspicious Partner, being for the male lead. He's one of my favorites. 20 to 11 are definitely more solidified. You know? So number 20 is Because This Is My First Life. Unique romance, timely. I don't know if that makes sense, but it feels very self-aware and tackling modern day relationship issues. Number 19 is Are You a Human Too? Production and the male lead. Kingdom is in my 18th spot, and that is zombies and production again. This show is freaking beautiful. Beautiful piece of media. If you like zombies, but you also want to watch it with like a snooty friend who needs like highbrow film and television, you can easily put on Kingdom and you'll have fun with the zombies and your friend will feel intellectual for watching it. Number 17 is Master of the Mask. Development of the male lead character and villain. Next, I have Chicago typewriter at my 16th position for reincarnated plotline, that one kiss scene. Oh god. Position 15, we have What is Wrong with Secretary Kim. Funny and lighthearted entertainment. Position 14, completely opposite to What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, we have Come and Hug Me. Criminological discussion of nature versus nurture. So good in this show. And number 2, the villain. So good. So good. Alright, we're getting down on this list, you guys. So, in my 13th position, we have I Am Not a Robot. Storyline and all of the characters, specifically the leads. Their chemistry, the actors involved, they're amazing. The show is so good. Cheer Up in my 12th position, and that is partly from nostalgia and partly because this is one of the few K-dramas I've actually rewatched. Obviously, because of its position on this list, I don't think it's the best, but it was fun enough for me to want to rewatch it when I'm in that very specific mood where, you know, I want something youthful and fun with dancing involved. You know, I'll put on Cheer Up and it cheers me up. I do have strong second male lead syndrome with this show though. So the last one I'm going to talk about today in my 11th position is I Can Hear Your Voice. In a relationship, Lee Jun-suk, and the scenario, the whole he can hear people's thoughts. Ooh, just thinking about it, I want to go back and rewatch it. Maybe I will. Would you guys like a review of I Can Hear Your Voice? Come on, just tell me you want it so that I can justify watching it. Come on, tell me. Those were my 11 to 40 K-dramas. And then next week, or not next week, who knows when I'll film this video? Who knows? But hopefully soon. Next time, we'll do my top 10. And I will definitely talk a little bit more about my top 10, give much more in-depth reasons of why I love them, why they're dear and near to my heart. Okay, so I'm going to shut this off now, edit it, and hopefully have it up tonight, and I will see you guys all next time. Have a good day, have a good night, bye!